Welcome back, guys, to another vlog. Day 4 under quarantine, take 2.
So we're doing this video today to say thanks, really, for a couple of things. We want to start off by mentioning someone who we've already spoken about in a different video, but her name is Jet, and she is in Iloilo somewhere with her family, her husband and their little baby. And we just want to give a little public thank you to them, because if it wasn't for Jet and her family, we would never be at home right now. Jet had her name and her husband's name down for the rescue flight from Iloilo to Manila, and so far there's only been one rescue flight. It was paid for by the Department of Tourism, and there hasn't been another one since. Jet and her family pulled out of the flight at the very last minute because they got anxious about travelling with their baby, which is completely understandable. I would be the same. But instead of just pulling out and leaving it at that, she fought to have our names changed so that we didn't lose out on making the flight. So if it wasn't for Jet and her family on the phone to the Department of Tourism until late hours of the evening getting the names changed, we'd still be in Iloilo right now, stressed, worried about money and stuff. So from the bottom of our heart, thank you very much.
Massive thank you.
So that's the first thank you out of the way.
Second thank you is for everything that the Department of Tourism in Iloilo City is doing to help everyone that's stranded.
The whole Department of Tourism all over the country, really, isn't it?
Is it branches though? Is it
there's
an
Department
Iloilo?
of, yeah, I think there's, from what I understand, there's Department of Tourism Iloilo, then there'll be Department of Tourism in Luzon, and there'll be all different departments. And I think, please correct me if I'm wrong, the government of that area is kind of works with the Department of Tourism in that area, so there'll be like Iloilo government, Iloilo Department of Tourism, and they're like a little team, I think. So the direct thanks for us would go to the Iloilo Department of Tourism,
Because they basically managed to get us onto the flight working until like, I think it was 9 p.m, maybe even 10 p.m, I can't quite remember now.
we got our confirmation email at 10 p.m, didn't we?
10 p.m.
Yeah.
So they was working like really late, and obviously we was on a lockdown when that was happening, so people ain't even supposed to be working anyway, and they was already working until like 10 p.m. or 9 p.m. to get us on the flight.
Yeah.
So we owe them a massive debt, and then on top of that, the flight was free. We was expecting to pay.
Yeah, we did expect to pay, didn't we?
So when we got downstairs and the woman said, "Oh, you know, it's a free flight," we thought, "Oh, okay." Was expecting to pay, so they managed to work late and get us on the flight. Then the flight was free, and then when we got off the aircraft in Manila, we also got a food bag with water. There was snacks, crackers.
Tissues.
What else was in there?
Tissues, mints, a little cake bar, and just a couple of other like little bits just to keep you going, because the flight was at 11 a.m. We got there at 8 a.m. We had the checkpoints. It was very stressful. If you haven't already seen it, then please go and watch our journey home vlog. It was really chaotic, but by the time we got to Manila off the flight, it was gone 12. So we'd been up, didn't have breakfast we'd been up since 6:30, and it was pretty much 1 o'clock, and we hadn't eaten. And as soon as you get off the flight and in the bus and they take you into the airport, there are people standing there straight away handing out packed lunches to everybody who comes in off the flight, and it's not something that we expected. And I think our gratitude comes from a place where we are constantly looking for updates on the Facebook pages of the local Iloilo government and the Philippines government, and the work that they're doing to keep everybody's head above water, so to speak, and to keep everyone in a place where they are not worrying about where their next meal is coming from, and all of the money that they're putting into the barangays to make sure everybody has enough food to eat. the last thing we expected is for them to also make sure that we managed to eat before we left, or before we even got started on our next part of our journey. So it was completely unexpected, but we were so grateful for that food because we was starving. I think also we were starving because the night before when we went to get dinner, the restaurant had closed early in the hotel and we didn't know that it was going to close early, so we didn't have dinner the night before or breakfast that day. It was just a long day, wasn't it?
And then we had the whole issue with the health certificate. So we didn't have one because we got told so late. So when we actually managed to get through the checkpoints and get to the airport, I went up to one of the Department of Tourism workers and said, we haven't got a health certificate. Are we still going to be allowed to fly? And he was like, oh, don't worry about it. You're here now. And I was just like, oh,
everyone
thank
was
you
just
so much.
On our side that day, weren't they? There was just, you know, if you watch our channel enough, for some reason this year, we've just had hurdle after hurdle after hurdle. And I don't know why that happened, but for some reason it did. And we kind of thought this is going to be one of them days where it's going to be hurdle after hurdle, and we didn't even think we were going to make it to Manila, in all honesty. We didn't think we were going to make it to the airport in Iloilo. So for that reason alone, the food, the free flight, the working so late, making sure our names were changed over when the cutoff was 9 p.m, absolutely everything that everyone done, and they went out of their way to do it to make sure that we had a chance to get home.
Even the hotel, the reception lady was on the phone to the Department of Tourism for us because her English was okay, but we couldn't really communicate properly. So we went downstairs to the hotel and the lady on the reception was speaking and relaying the messages for us.
Yeah, she was writing everything down, and honestly, it's just one of them situations where there is no way on this planet that we would be where we are today if it wasn't for the help of everyone that we came into contact with to be able to get to Manila. So Jet, the people at Circling Hotel reception staff, the Department of Tourism Iloilo, the Department of Tourism in Manila, all of the flight staff, just every single person that we managed to come into contact with from the day before we flew right up until we got to Manila. We literally owe you everything, and we're so grateful for you all. So thank you very much for everything that you've done.
I think I know why. It's because you guys know that we're illongos now, right? I mean, if we didn't have the condo, I don't know if we were... No, I'm really joking.
Shut up.
But yeah, it was a crazy day, and we owe massive debts all over the place.
Yeah, it's not just us though. Like, we know that obviously we're not like, you know, special treatment, and we're only getting this help just because it's us. We know that everybody all the tourists and all of the foreigners that are in the country, one of our last videos was trying to send a message to the British government because they could really learn a few things from the Philippines government and the way they're looking after their people. Now, I'm not saying that they're not looking after their people in England, but the ones that are stuck abroad aren't getting any attention at the moment. And for us to be foreign in your country and you look after us like we are your own, it made our day that little bit easier, didn't it? It made everything worth it.
I'm just really happy that we bought in Iloilo City because it seems like, you know, they're like one of they really care about their own community, and they'll do everything in their power to make sure everyone in their community is helped, no matter what it is that you need. So I'm just grateful that we picked Iloilo City to do
I think that would have been the same anywhere we lived. I think there's just like a little bit of our heart that's just like, oh, we love you. I think, do you know what's been nice?
Maybe.
Even since we've been home, we've still received messages from people saying, you're a Longo now, you're our neighbours. If you need any help, please don't hesitate to let me know. And we're not even there anymore, and these people know that we're not there. We're coming back, obviously,
Can't wait.
At this moment in time, we're not there, and to still receive their messages just shows that we're still in people's thoughts. People are still thinking about us, and they still care, and it wasn't just a spare of the moment, oh, well, let me help you. it really just is who you are as people, and and again, it's just that's why we chose where we chose. So that is that for the thank yous. And we just kind of want to talk again about the work that's being done by the Iloilo government and our mayor Jerry.
I like Jerry.
Jerry's a good guy, isn't he?
I like Jerry. So he's got they've put in, I think, 290 million pesos. They've collected all that money. I think some of that money is from the 2019 budget that they had saved. So they're putting that money towards getting lots of rice, canned goods, and other probably hygiene things that people are going to need while in a lockdown. So I think they're also supporting how many families?
So Iloilo City has an estimated 120,000 households, and 40% of that number, which is around about 48,000, belong to the middle or the upper class, which means that 60% of the families that live within Iloilo City, which is a lot considering we're just talking about the city, are currently being supported by the government, by all of the donations, by the money that's being put into these people. So things like what you were talking about, the food,
the canned food, the hygiene items. I think there was, what else was there? Can't remember what it was now.
They've set up 240 kitchens across the whole entire city to make sure that people have got hot food. It's to discourage people from having to go out and get their own food and then obviously coming in to contaminated areas without knowing, or crossing paths with people that they may not know have it. It just limits the amount of people that go out, and then that way obviously it's reducing the amount of risks of people being able to contract the virus. I know that it was Jerry and his wife's wedding anniversary the other day, and instead of having a day off and resting and spending it with his family, he spent the whole entire day out making sure that everything was where it needed to be, making sure that the nurses had somewhere to stay, because unfortunately some of them have been evicted from their homes. We know that the college has been turned into like a dormitory for them to stay. Cookers and beds, foams have all been donated, so he was making sure that was set up.
We've got a good mayor.
Got a good mayor.
I say we have got a good mayor because,
we are now you.
We have got a good mayor, and he's been doing really well for the province, and got nothing but good things to say about him. So
yeah, he's really done. He says as well, like, I follow his Facebook page. Not that I can understand everything that he says, but
maybe one day.
I feel like I can, because I'm like, oh, Jerry just sent a message, and I'll start reading it. But I do follow his Facebook page, and he's constantly, I'm just checking now, updating every single day about what's happened. There's a lot of people, SM City, like just a lot of different businesses, organisations, and people who are a little bit better well off, who have donated amazing amounts of money to be able to kind of fight this as a city.
They got all the test kits as well, right?
Yeah.
Maybe about a week ago, I think they had like 3,000 coronavirus test kits that had been donated. People put money in, and they was able to go and buy them amount of test kits, which is really good.
Yeah. I also read that there's been an accredited test centre now set up, which means that no more waiting for the results back from Manila. It means that all the frontliners, all of the staff who are working in the hospitals, they can all be tested to make sure that they're healthy and safe. Don't have to wait for the results to come back, which is obviously going to make the turnaround so much faster. Yeah. I'm kind of expecting, now that the test centre is there, for there to be a rise in cases, just because you have the test kits and the ability to test and it'd be back instantly. Whereas before, obviously, the test kits weren't there, so people may have been undetected. but there's a lot of people under investigation and monitoring, so the government are keeping a close eye on people to make sure that, you know, people aren't going off the radar. And it seems like out of everywhere, which is chaotic, and I say that because from the people that we speak to who are trapped from our last video, and obviously we've travelled the Philippines for 4 years, so we've got our friends dotted about the country, haven't we? There seems to be a lot of chaos everywhere. Everyone's waiting for a new speech to try and get a little bit more understanding of what's going on. And I kind of felt like when we were in Iloilo, we were in a bubble. It was very easy to understand what was going on. There was a definite, clear message. This is the rules. This is what we're doing. This is what we expect of you. And it was... There wasn't any confusion about what was going on in Iloilo. There was confusion about what was happening in the country, wasn't there? Because we didn't know whether we were coming or going. But as far as Iloilo city was concerned, I felt like we were in a bit of a safe bubble and knew what was going on. So
I just wanted to say a thank you to everyone while we was in Iloilo and all the stuff that had happened over that couple of weeks. I think we was there in the lockdown. And we just wanted to let everyone know that we're really thankful for that. So
we're thankful, we're back at home safe, and again, just wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for all of you. Even the fact that when we post a video, you let us know exactly what you know that we may have missed. And a lot of the time the news comes in a language that we can't understand or a dialect that we can't understand, and everyone watching always makes sure that it's translated for us and relayed back to us in the comments. So this isn't just a direct thanks to 1 or 2 people. This is a direct thanks to the government, the Department of Tourism, the country, the people, the neighbours, the staff, absolutely all of you, because you made a difference to like everything when it came to our time there, our experience, getting home, being home, just everything. So we're really, really grateful. We really are.
Hopefully all this blows over real soon so we can come back ASAP, because I don't know about you, but I just want to get into the condo. So I am like literally waiting here now, ready to come back ASAP as soon as the flights and everything kind of goes back to normal and it's safe for us to come out, because the airports here, I don't really wish to be going back through a British airport again, because it's not the same as in the Philippines, put it that way.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
So as soon as it's safe and we're able to, I would like to come back ASAP this year, within the next however many months it takes until we can come back. So
hopefully everything's sorted out soon and we can get back to Iloilo, get back to our province, get back to our barangay. And just in case anyone watching doesn't know what we're talking about, our little faces over here bought a townhouse in Harrow, so we are now your new neighbours. And we can't wait to meet you all, so I think we'll leave it there with a big old thank you.
Big old thank you. So take care, hope you're all safe and well wherever you are in the Philippines, and we will see you again tomorrow.